A hearty and a warm welcome to esteemed delegates. Very, very good morning and welcome to Andhra Pradesh. Honorable Chief Minister, Shri Y.S. Jagan Mohan Reddy Garu, Honorable High Commissioners, esteemed delegates, diplomats, Honorable Ministers, officials of Government of India and Andhra Pradesh, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Diplomatic Outreach Program. With the main objective to strengthen the engagement ties between the government of Andhra Pradesh and various partner countries, we welcome you all for the first state-specific diplomatic outreach jointly organized by Economic Diplomacy and States Division of Ministry of External Affairs in partnership with Government of Andhra Pradesh. I'm extremely happy to share that this is the largest diplomatic gathering in the state. We have amongst us 50 delegates representing 30 countries who are attending this prestigious event. We begin the proceedings with the ceremonial lighting of the lamp. To do the honors, may I now request our Honorable Chief Minister to kindly come forward and light the lamp. I also invite the representative of Ministry of External Affairs to kindly join, and may I invite the ambassadors of Botswana, Australia, and Bulgaria to kindly join us. This is the traditional form by which we begin the proceedings. Thank you, sir. Thank you, madam. Thank you very much. Ladies and gentlemen, may I now request Shri P. Harish, Additional Secretary, Economic Diplomacy and States Division, Ministry of External Affairs, Government of India, to present his welcome remarks.
Honorable Chief Minister, Honorable Ministers of the State Government, Excellencies, Ambassadors, High Commissioners, and diplomatic representatives and members of the Consular Corps, members of the media, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. On behalf of the Ministry of External Affairs and the Economic Diplomacy and States Division, I have immense pleasure in welcoming you all to this diplomatic outreach event, the first we have done in Andhra Pradesh, which has seen huge interest and participation from members of the Diplomatic and Consular Corps. Sir, this is an event which is part of an approach in the Ministry of External Affairs to give and facilitate in providing a platform to our state governments in having an outreach to economic interlocutors at the global stage. We have been organizing these events so that it gives a platform for the governments to outline their vision for the economic development and industrial policies of the state. Distinguished guests, Andhra Pradesh is a unique state. Besides being the rice bowl of India and a huge agricultural powerhouse, what is unique about the state are its people. The people of the state are its greatest resource. During all my diplomatic postings abroad, I have not seen a single place where I did not come across entrepreneurial, hardworking professionals and businessmen from this state. This is also a state where agriculture provides not only a third of the GDP, but it also employs 2/3 of the working population of the state. The farmers of the state are hardworking, entrepreneurial, and enterprising. This state has over $15 billion of exports from the many ports. It has a long coastline and is an ideal location for all business enterprises involving the blue economy. In all my interactions that I have seen, I can find Andhra Pradesh as an ideal launching board for a maritime gateway to the east and would be a very integral part of India's Act East policy. It is in accordance with this that the state government has unveiled a very proactive policy to activate the blue economy, to activate the ports, and to bring about greater logistics infrastructure along the ports of Andhra Pradesh. Sir, today's event is an opportunity, and we all look forward to hearing your vision for the economic growth and development of the state. Many members of the diplomatic corps who are here have business enterprises that have already invested in the state. They have had long years of association with the state. But there are also many members of the diplomatic corps who are new and who are on their first visit to the state. Your address, the various presentations by the officials today, and their interactions with other members will give them an opportunity to know about these opportunities, convey these back home, and then facilitate interactions between the business and industry on both sides. We look forward to hearing your message, and we look forward to the presentations thereon. We at the Ministry of External Affairs stand ready to facilitate these interactions. Thank you very much once again for coming here. Namaskar.
Thank you very much, sir. May I now request Shri Mekapati Gautam Reddy, Honorable Minister of Industries, Commerce and IT, Government of Andhra Pradesh, to give a brief introduction about the outreach program.
Good morning to all the honorable ambassadors, the consul generals, diplomats from foreign missions representing over 30 countries. On behalf of Government of Andhra Pradesh, I warmly extend a hearty welcome to all of you to Vijayawada and Andhra Pradesh. I would like to sincerely thank the Ministry of External Affairs, Government of India, for providing Andhra Pradesh with the privileges and the opportunity to play host to such an annual gathering. This is a true manifestation of the Honorable Prime Minister's focus on national ambition, regional aspirations. Just as governance brings in equality, transparency, and prosperity, under the dynamic leadership of Shri Y.S. Jagan Mohan Reddy, the Honorable Chief Minister of Andhra Pradesh, we are committed to deliver a socio-economic prosperity to the citizens of the states, making good governance as the cornerstone of this administration. Andhra Pradesh has had a long history of attracting investments from all across the world, and firms from more than 25 countries have invested in this state, and they've set up various manufacturing units also. While we have large number of firms from US, Japan, United Kingdom, Singapore, Republic of Korea, and China, we are also seeing large-scale interest from firms based out of Germany, and for the first time, we're also attracting investments from the OPEC countries also. Many of these firms have invested across sectors such as pharmaceuticals, automobiles, and auto components. We also stand very good in electronics and information and technology. Food processing is one of our forte, capital goods and logistics. In the coming years, we expect a large influx of manufacturing investments into electronics, battery storage, and electronic vehicles and biotechnology. A lot of innovation in this area is taking place right across the world, and we would like you to partner with us in the coming days of this area. We are also keen on developing an integrated steel plant within the state of Andhra Pradesh by leveraging presence of raw materials, proximity to large consumers, large consumption centers, and well-connected logistical infrastructure. Before I conclude, I would like to say under the dynamic leadership of Shri Y.S. Jagan Mohan Reddy Garu, the Honorable Chief Minister of Andhra Pradesh, We are working towards making Andhra Pradesh to be globally competitive, not only in manufacturing sector, but also becoming the world's leading destination sector in investments. I would once again thank all of you for participating in this program today and hope that this acts as a platform for stronger partnerships between your country and the state of Andhra Pradesh. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, sir. May I now request our Honorable Chief Minister, the young and dynamic People's Chief Minister of Andhra Pradesh, Shri Y.S. Jagan Mohan Reddy Garu, to give the keynote address.
Listed? All invitees listed. Which one list? Which one list? I think this is one of the largest gathering of diplomats, probably outside Delhi. And excellencies, the ambassadors, the high commissioners, consular generals, and other distinguished dignitaries from across the world. Representatives from Mongolia, Australia, Austria, Bangladesh, Bulgaria, Canada, Egypt, Estonia, Georgia, Indonesia, Japan, and the list goes on. I thank all of you for coming over here, and I welcome you, all of you, as well. More than 30 countries, more than 50 representatives, 16 ambassadors, all of them, I sincerely thank from the deepest of my heart. Today, I think this is one of the one of the unique initiative what has been started over here. And the sincere thanks to central government for actually coming forward to make this a reality. I think all of you here are already aware of the state's background. I would not say that, we are a very developed state, we have everything on a platter. I wouldn't say that. We are a port state, there's no denial of that. We don't have a tier 1 city like Hyderabad or a Bangalore or a Chennai. I wouldn't deny that as well. But we have our inherent strengths. We have 975 kilometers of coastline. We have four ports, 6 airports. To begin with, this is our strength. And above all, adding to our strength, I'd like to speak a few words about the governance. One very important thing what attracts investment is how stable the government is. And I can take pride in telling you that an overwhelming mandate was given to us. We have, out of 175 MLAs, constituencies, we scored 86% of the seats, 151 plus seats. And as far as
the parliamentarians are concerned, we're also proud to say that we are the fourth largest party in the country, in number of parliament seats. And we're also proud to say that we share a phenomenal good relationships with the central government, and as well as the neighboring Telugu state of Telangana as well. Not to ignore Tamil Nadu, the adjoining state as well, and Karnataka as well. So the ties with the neighboring states are phenomenal. Central government support is there. There's an overwhelming mandate in our favor. This could also add to our strength when we market ourselves to the outside world. And speaking of what we can do to facilitate better trade, I can just speak of one or two very important aspects what would actually be a deal clincher. Today, most of the governments suffer in providing corrupt-free government, in providing transparent policies. This I take pride to say that our government here is committed to providing corrupt-free government, a transparent policy in place, a fair policy, what is very important to attract investment. This is very, very important, and I think we will stand as a role model in delivering these commodities. We recently passed an enactment in the assembly, in the just concluded assembly, and this enactment is the first in the country, and I think it will set a new standard for the country as well in bringing about transparency at the highest level in every transaction what takes place in Andhra Pradesh. And I think a few of the 60 days of our governance, once you want to speak about the 60 days of our governance so far, everybody stands here and all of us stand here and then we say, we've done that, we've done this, we've done phenomenally well and all those things. But I think most of them here also are aware of reading the newspapers, reading in the news, also aware of few of the revolutionary decisions that we've taken also, what probably are slightly controversial also. I think that also lingers in few of the heads as well. This also, I think I should address these things in order to give you confidence, because otherwise there's no point. Everything what we do should have honesty. Everything what we ought to do should have commitment. I think sincerity and commitment and honesty, these are the things what actually drive anybody to come and have faith in us. If we do not deliver those, then there's no commitment, there's no faith, there is no honesty. Then you will have no takers. Few of the things what actually I'd speak about, what is very important, because you should see the other side of the story as well, because what you read in the newspapers, what you read in the news is one side of the story, and I don't know if it's fully been narrated. The other side of the story also, I think I'll just bring forth on two important aspects. One aspect is, we've recently made a decision to renegotiate on the power purchase agreements, especially these high-rate power purchase agreements. It's probably slightly controversial when it comes to speaking of a state to do something like that. But I'd just like to draw your attention to one simple aspect. What is the point in having a power purchase agreement if the DISCOMs are not in a position to pay your bills? By the time I got into the Chief Minister's post 2 months before, it's only been 2 months since I got into this seat, into this place that I am in. And by the time I had come here and I had taken a review of the DISCOMs, the electricity position there, the DISCOMs position, the officers told me that we had 20,000 crores of arrears. 20,000 crores of pending bills, arrears. The government was not paying bills for the past one year to 1.5 years. Then what is the point in having these PPAs? Will it add any value? Number one, it doesn't add any value. The discoms are already crumbling. So what do we do? If we are to be sincere about our cause, if we are to do something about it, we need to do something about it, even though they are slightly controversial. So what we did was, we need to give a win-win formula for everybody. We are trying to renegotiate. I do agree that there are international communities there are banks there, and we need to give them confidence as well while we renegotiate. So we're coming out with a win-win formula policy as well, where we're bringing them to reality, saying that discoms do not work like that, they cannot function like this when the revenues are lower and cost of procurement is far higher. Then no discom can ever function. And the only way we can do this is to bring a sustainable model where the rates come down, where probably investment could be treated as debt with a soft loan. These kind of innovative policies, if we don't come out with, there'll be nothing left of us to offer anybody anything. And also another important thing is, most of these subsidies, most of the income what comes to us comes from the industrial sector, because these are the people who actually pay up. We have a lot of cross-subsidy, what I think any government probably anywhere in the world would do to the farming community and to the other sectors. So these sectors do not pay much. They just cross-subsidy. The sectors what pay are the industry. And if our cost of procurement is high, then what do? We mark up something on that and then we sell to the industry. And if the industrial tariff is high, then how do we make ourselves competitive? How do we attract investments? So it's got to be a bold decision taken somewhere along the line where honesty is required, commitment is required, and sincerity is required. And that's what we did. This is the other side of our one of the controversial decisions what we took. Then there's another policy also, what might actually raise a few concerns if the full version of the story is not told to. And that is, we recently enacted 75% local reservations. This is also one, it all depends on how you look at it. When we speak of America also today, we have a situation there in America where the governments there also is talking about local jobs. This is the situation what is prevalent all over the world. And today, any industry what comes up anywhere, it adds to pollution, whether it is small quantum or whether the quantum is large. It all depends on the factory that's coming up. But every industry, every factory what comes up adds a little bit to the pollution. And why would anybody give lands to them willingly if they have no hope of getting a job? But this is something what one should actually look at it in a very proactive way, that this is pro-industry. We need to give people hope that we welcome industry. Why would anybody welcome industry? When there is hope that you will get a job somewhere in that industry, that factory, that people would actually start welcoming that industry. People would actually want the factories to come, want the industries to come. So this should be treated as a proactive step, wherein we would actually welcome. Then the other issue is, what about the talent? What about the skills? That would probably be one of the questions what anybody would ask. And here we have a clear-cut policy in place. Before the industry is set up, before the groundbreaking ceremony takes place, you give us the list of what is the qualification that you're looking at. And once we have a list of your qualification, we will work with you together in developing that skill. We will make every parliament one particular segment. And in that every parliament, we will adopt one engineering college there. And we will set up an office there, skill development center there. And we will actively participate with you, work with you, to actually develop these skills. We're not asking for funding there because we will support our children there to develop these skills. But we would definitely want you to support on the teaching faculty part of it, so that our people would be trained good enough so that they're acceptable to you at every level. And we've made this local a concept because if this is not addressed, then you will have so much of unrest everywhere. What is the point in coming and setting up a factory there if people are not going to support the version? There is so much of unrest actually taking place everywhere. If my state is not an exception, every state in the country is also having this difficulty. So it's very important that these needs are met with. So the other side of a controversial decision would also have to be looked in a very proactive way. So these are the two things what we actually took in these 60 days. While we've taken the third step is to actually call on you today, take the initiative today to explain ourselves that this is the reason that we've done this. And there is sincerity in this, and we require your cooperation and support in every way. This is reality. Yes, what Andhra Pradesh can offer you, well, these are the issues what I think, what I'd be just taking a few more minutes to just explain to you. You know, what we can offer you is we have a big coastline, 970 kilometers an odd coastline. We have 4 ports, as I've spoken earlier. We have 13 districts, out of which 6 districts already have an airport. We're going to enhance these ports. By the end of these 5 years, we will actually be coming up with 4 more ports. So that would make basically 8 ports. As I have said earlier, with these ports, we would add value. What we can offer is what Andhra Pradesh needs, I would say. Aqua products, I think, you know, Harish Anna just spoke some time back about the blue economy and what kind of aqua exports we have. What kind of, and he also spoke about the rice bowl for the country being from here. But what we are lagging also, I would just speak about it, where we need your support and where we need your help, is to come up with, you know, build standards for global markets. This is something what we need your help on. You know, we manufacture products, but are they to the global standards? That is something where we need your help. You know, we also want these gaps, good agricultural practices, the global standards. These global standards, both in aqua as well as agriculture sector, we require your help to come forward. We would work together so that our standards improve, so that we are globally competitive as well. So that, you know, we help each other in a big way, be it agriculture, be it the marine part of it. Productivity is one other area where, you know, we have ample land. But I was just discussing with Harish the other day, and these are the things what needs improvement. For instance, we have coffee, where per acre yield in coffee of ours is 250 kgs. And in Vietnam, I was told, is 7 to 8 tons, 7,000 kgs to 8,000 kgs is what I was told. You know, these kind of innovative practices to improve productivity and yield, this would be something what we would also love to collaborate on. And then we have opportunities exist in seaports. Investment could be sought Airports, investment could be sought. Refineries, investments could be sought. Steel projects, investment could be sought. And water management investment could be sought. Mobilization of financial resources for the state would be one important area where we could come along in a very big way. Projects such as interlinking of rivers. We have a situation where we are the fag end state, we are the tail end state. So we have a situation where interlinking of rivers is a very essential part to stabilize this agrarian economy. We have a situation where we need your help there to interlink Godavari to Krishna, to stabilize the water needs there, where both of us can come together in a very big way. We need clean drinking water, where both of us can come together in a very big way. We're also wanting to bring about green revolution, where we want to actually scrap the diesel buses, the public transport system of diesel, and get into electrical buses in a very big way. So this could also be an opportunity where both of us, all of us could come together in a very big way. Food processing, research universities, airports and seaports I've just mentioned earlier. Metro rail also in Visakhapatnam is something what is being seriously contemplated. That could also be an area where we could work together in a very big way. Of course, Vijayawada and Guntur also, metro rail also, is a proposal that we have in mind. And also support for our innovative welfare schemes. You know, what we are contemplating, you know, people of the state have given this kind of mandate, what was never experienced in our state. And to be very sincere, this kind of mandate has come because people's expectations are so high. And we have a situation where we need a lot of welfare schemes to also go by. Because, you know, our illiteracy rate, if you were to speak about, if country's illiteracy rate is 26%, our illiteracy rate is 33%. If gross enrollment ratio is to be spoken about, gross enrollment ratio is 18 years to 23 years, children who are being enrolled into the colleges, enrolled into the universities, into the colleges. If those rates were to be spoken about, and we usually compare our economy with BRICS, if that were to be compared, Russia would speak about an gross enrollment ratio of 81%, China would speak about 48%, Brazil would speak about 50%, whereas our enrollment ratio is only 25%. So these are the areas where, you know, we could actually work together in a very big way in improving our society, in bringing into focus, as I've recently spoken about, agrarian situation. We are basically an agrarian community with 62% of our population totally dependent only on agriculture, where there are a lot of good schemes that the state government is thought about to improve the life situation of the farmers, of the ryots, where help would be solicited. A modernization of schools, modernization of hospitals, to everything else, where countries who could play a big role in coming together to help us in a very big way. So all these opportunities, all these things what I think I've spoken in depth. All what I'd like to say is, while I just spoke about the narratives, what my state could offer and what my state is all about, all what I can say now is, I thank you all for coming over here, and with sincerity at utmost level, I say that we are committed to working with you with all sincerity. And you have an honest government, and you have a very proactive team. And we would definitely mark on transparency and corruption-free government at highest level to give you some confidence to that extent. And I think once after me, I think you'd have presentations from 6 presentations would come through. Our Chief Secretary would present on the development agenda, and the other principal secretaries would speak about industry and investment, social welfare programs, Navaratnalu that we boast about, health, tourism, Buddhist, and animal husbandry and fisheries. All these things, the principal secretaries would follow up after my speech here. And we have 30 secretaries sitting down here, readily available for any of you having any kind of doubt. All the 30, we have 30 secretaries stationed here, and they will be very glad. We would be very glad to assist you, to help you in any of the doubts what you have, to clear those doubts, and so that we could come together in a big way. And I thank you all once again for coming over here with all sincerity. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much. May I now request Shri L.V. Subramaniam Garu, Chief Secretary of Andhra Pradesh, to propose vote of thanks.
I have great pleasure in offering thanks to all of you, starting with our hosts, the Ministry of External Affairs, Sri Harish, Your Excellencies, members of Diplomatic and Consular Corps, distinguished invitees, our honorable ministers in the Council of Ministers of the state, my colleagues in the government who are all here, members from the media. I thank you all for participating in the inaugural session of this Economic Diplomacy Summit, where all of you have graced with your presence in Vijayawada. As the name indicates, Vijayawada stands for victory. It's in the name itself. So I do hope that we have all joined together to celebrate victory. I thank our Minister for Industries, IT, for mentioning this as a platform for partnerships. We eagerly await ushering in of those partnerships. He has also given you a bouquet of opportunities that are existing in the state of Andhra Pradesh. Our Honorable Chief Minister has already thanked you from his deepest recesses of his heart. He has already mentioned about the inherent strengths in the state in terms of its stability, to start with, good relations with the neighboring states, corrupt-free government, a transparent policy framework to attract investment. He also very willingly brought out that all the legislations have a pros and a cons. What are the intentions of the legislators in bringing out the recent enactments in the first session of the Assembly was also brought out by him. I am very grateful to him. I also thank him for mentioning in a very positive way that ours is perhaps the first state to give an offering that we are ready to train our youth to your requirements. That will not be left as a challenge to you. We are taking it as a challenge, whether it is the high-end technology or the most sophisticated artificial intelligence, whatever you have, we are here to take the challenge of training our youth and giving them to you as a disciplined, devoted workforce. The CM also dwelt on the infrastructure that is today obtaining and the infrastructure that is getting planned, and with your assistance, which could be created. For all these things, to make our state into a globally competitive destination for investment, I thank the Honorable Chief Minister for bringing out these points. And as you have seen, he is a person who's only interested in business, not to dwell too much in speaking. He stuck to his time limit, and he has always been very brief in mentioning it. I look forward to the day's proceedings. I once again thank all of you here for coming over to this place. This place is rich in tradition, music, literature, culture. So this should be your first visit. May I request all of you to please plan a holiday in these parts. There's a lovely coastline and rich tradition to enjoy and good food to eat. All that can make your trip to this place extremely memorable. I thank you all once again, and I look forward to participating in the next session too. Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir. May I now invite Honorable Ministers and our Honorable Chief Minister for a group photograph session in a couple of minutes. Check. Well, may I now invite our Honorable Chief Minister, along with the ministers, ambassadors, high commissioners, chief secretary, and principal advisor to Honorable Chief Minister, to kindly come onto the dais for the group photograph, followed by the next row, and we shall invite the other dignitaries. May I request Honorable CM Garu to occupy this platform for the central row of the photograph. And we also invite Special Chief Secretary to CM Garu, PSGAD, Additional Secretary, Ministry of External Affairs, to join us for this first round of the photo session. May we also invite DGP Garu to kindly come onto the stage. I also invite the Charge d'Affaires, Consul Generals and Deputy High Commissioners to join us for the photograph, followed by all the other diplomats. All the other diplomats can occupy the first row below the stage. Thank you, sir. Thank you. May we request all of us to join for the high tea, and Honorable CM Garu will leave now and he will join us shortly for the next session. The industrial climate in Andhra Pradesh. At 11:15, we shall all resume. A 15-minute high tea break, please. All the delegates are requested to join us back in 15 minutes. CM the photo